It was the 1970s. Chicago's scene was lit with the boom of disco, a lively vibe that aimed to get everyone grooving and feeling good. With its irresistible beats, flashy fashion, and the spirit of freedom, disco drew a diverse crowd, quickly becoming a new way of life that was sweeping across the nation. As disco's influence expanded, a vocal resistance began to emerge. Rock and roll, which had long been the soundtrack of rebellion and social change, found itself challenged by the glossy, commercialized sound of disco. The tensions between these two worlds soon flared into a full-scale cultural battle. Steve Dahl was a successful DJ for WABX radio in Detroit. Impressed by Dahl's success, executives from WDAI offered to double his salary at their station in Chicago. He agreed, packed up his family, and headed for the Windy City. Dahl began at WDAI Chicago on February 23, 1978, with his solo show Steve Dahl's Rude Awakening. 10 months later, on Christmas Eve, 1978, WDAI changed formats from rock to disco and fired Dahl immediately. Dahl's fans, many of whom felt betrayed by this change, looked to him as a voice of rebellion. Dahl accepted that challenge. In March 1979, after a few months without a job, Dahl was hired to do a morning show at WLUP, where he met overnight DJ Gary Meyer. Displeased with the new direction at WDAI, Dahl and his host Gary Meyer launched an all-out blitz campaign to mock disco's rise. They called the station Disco DIE to parody its slogan Disco DAI and ridiculed disco records with a contemptuous tone, playing on stereotypes and associations with homosexuality that many found provocative. Taking their anti-disco stance even further, Dahl recorded a parody of Rod Stewart's hit song Do You Think I'm Sexy, titled Do You Think I'm Disco. The song became a surprise hit, cracking the Billboard Top 60, and was played across the country, fueling the controversy. Dahl and Meyer, along with a few others, then devised a plan to make a bold statement, Disco Demolition Night. The event was set to take place on July 12, 1979, at Chicago's Comiskey Park, in between two games of a doubleheader. The concept was simple. Fans could buy tickets for just 98 cents if they brought a disco record and deposited it on the field. The idea was to end disco once and for all with a mass record destruction. On the night of the event, more than 50,000 fans flocked into the stadium. They dumped records onto the field, ignited fires, and cheered as the records were blown up in a theatrical melee. Initially sold as a protest against excess, the event rapidly turned into chaos. Fans refused to leave after the explosion, stormed onto the field tearing up turf, setting fires and causing unrest, while the police and stadium officials struggled to control the crowd. By the end of the night, the chaos resulted in injuries, arrests, and the declaration that the second game of the doubleheader was forfeited to the Detroit Tigers. The riot had become a symbol of the cultural, racial, and economic tensions that were rolling through American society. Some years later, disco's influence waned, but its legacy persisted through electronic dance music, pop, and hip-hop. Meanwhile, rock and other rebellious genres continued evolving, fueling new expressions of cultural identity for a future generation. The riot at Comiskey Park showed how one man with a grudge could wield the powerful airwaves, turning what was supposed to be comedy into utter chaos. His vengeful mission against disco and WDAI were seemingly fulfilled in explosive fashion on Disco Demolition Night in the Windy City. Thanks for watching. This has been Another Moment in Rock.